Well, hello, everyone. Today is Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. Oh my gosh, we only have two more Wednesdays left in this year. Well, my name is Angela Hooper Minifield, and I am the Chief Equipping Officer of Minifield and Associates, as well as the creator of the Best Supervisor Academy and Symposium. And what we do in our business, for those of you who may not know me, is we build and equip supervisors and teams. And today, when I was at my BNI meeting and we were talking about this, I wanted to highlight the fact that people have to be built up, equipped. You know, we are not naturally born with the ability and the capacity to actually supervise people because it takes tenacity. It takes the ability to speak into what needs to be done. It takes the ability to really, sometimes correct people. We want to correct them with love, but there's a lot of things that come with supervision. And so it's not easy. And I think a lot of people who are struggling as supervisors are not struggling because they don't care. They're struggling because they don't know. And I used to be one of those people, so I can really empathize with that pain point. But also, I know now in hindsight, I promoted and put a lot of people in a bad position. So now it's kind of like my life's journey to try to do something different about that. So anyway, what we typically do on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays is what I like to call my HR moment, human resource moment. But I like to target my comments directly to supervisors because, I'm a firm believer in what the statistics tell us, and that's that people don't leave jobs. They leave supervisors and managers. And so I want people to stay with you, and I want people to see your organization as the organization of choice. Hence why I train and support a lot of leaders and organizations, whether they be nonprofits, for-profits, and public sector. And actually today I just had such a great call with one of my nonprofit partners, and we signed on for a full year of training and development for her organization. And it's really exciting, especially in a time such as these, where other people are retracting. All year, she's constantly been pouring into her team. And now the evidence shows, because her team is thriving, not only in their deliverables, but also the money that other people want to give them to do what it is they do well. And so I believe, she sowed growth and she got growth. And that's my opinion. But okay, enough of that. So today's topic is when to play it safe as a supervisor. So many of you know that I have this personality. I jokingly say often that I have a big personality. Not that I'm outgoing, I'm actually an introvert. But when I have something to say, I have something to say. And my dad was this guy who had this really big personality. Now, he was a total extrovert. But some of that I know I got from him. And also the need to say my piece, so to speak, which doesn't always bode well, but I've learned a lot. So I very seldom encourage people to play it safe. I'm like, play big. You're playing too small. You can do more than that, because I believe in motivating people to reach their full potential. And sometimes they need just a little nudge, right, to get them there. But there are occasions when I'll say, whoa, let's err on the side of caution, right? And so I want to talk about when should we pull back a little bit and err on the side of caution? Well, first the backstory, right? So why am I talking about this today? Well, I live in Jersey, as most of you know. We moved to New Jersey 3 years ago. And so today, New Jersey, New York, we're expecting snow. And in some parts, as much as 10 to 12 inches. And so as I just looked out the window, because it started to snow this evening, it made me remember when I used to work for the federal government, and I had the responsibility of deciding when to shut down, do delayed openings, and all those kinds of things. And so these were the times when I very quickly said, oh, we will err on the side of caution. Because here's what we know. Now, everybody doesn't think like me, so let's qualify that. I am the person that I don't have any problem going against the grain. Like, if I don't believe this is the best decision for me, I could be the only little person out here on this limb, right? Let me bring my finger in, like the only person over here, and everybody else is over here. I don't care. I don't have to do what everybody else does. But some people, they're just not built that way. It doesn't make them weak. It just means that, this talks about some people are team players. They want to keep the peace. While I try to be a peacekeeper, my husband would probably laugh at this part too, right? In general, I really am. But if it don't feel right for Angela, Angela's not doing it. So I say that to say, I used to say things like when the weather would be bad, we'll open up because we need to provide a service. We're a government agency. We need to be open, yada, 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 right? And what would happen is employees who lived in other states, because we have people who cross state lines, like many of you may have, especially if you live, in close proximity to other states. And so Memphis is about 30 minutes away from Arkansas, Mississippi. We actually had some employees that came from the Boot Heel of Missouri. And so they were coming from different places. And so the weather in our picture may or may not look like the weather in their backyard. And so I would always say stuff like, but look out your windows, right? Like, if it's bad, stay home. Do not come out in bad weather. And, my thinking is that's what you got leave for, right? Like, personal days. Some organizations have PTO. Some of us do annual sick leave, whatever. Or you can do LWOP, leave without pay. But that's what that kind of stuff is for. I am not risking my life to go to any job. None, not a nilch, okay? But I got some people, oh my gosh, that, like keeping their perfect attendance record was really a big deal. And they would put themselves in jeopardy. And I'm thinking, did you really drive through all that? Or it would take them 3 hours to get somewhere that it normally would take them 30 minutes. And so what I had to learn was, as a supervisor, that when I make decisions that affect other people's health and safety, I should always err on the side of caution. So that's when I play it safe, right? Or if there's a potential complaint or something that may expose us or make us look bad, branding, public opinion, those things matter. So there are certain circumstances that dictate having a little extra caution and maybe erring on the side of caution. So for any manager or supervisor who may be sitting at their desk right now trying to decide if they should shut the place down tomorrow because the weather is bad, or because the roads may be dangerous should they have let people go earlier and things like that, I want to encourage you that, number one, you're going to make mistakes. Sometimes you're going to let people go, and guess what? It's not gonna do anything. Like, the streets will be so dry, it'll be unbelievable. And people will judge you. They'll say, I can't believe you let them go home, da, 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 da. Don't worry about it. You have to do what works best for you. And I need to be able to lay down at night. So I want everybody to be safe. So you'll let people go on occasion, and it will not have been any bad weather or anything to justify it, but it's like better safe than sorry. But I would just say, try to err on the side of caution. People over profits. People over profits. I know everybody don't think that way, and that's okay. That's why this is the Angela Hooper Minifield HR moment. But I'd love to hear your banter. I'd love to talk to you about it, because you may help me see a perspective that I have not seen or thought about. And of course, there are certain careers and positions, that you're not going home regardless, right? So that's a different thing. But then the question is, how can you maintain that safety? So as, again, rambunctious as I may be, and hey, I think risk is healthy, and I will try anything one time for the most part, as long as it's not illegal, immoral, or unethical. When it comes to health and safety, and especially I'm making decisions that affects other people's livelihood, I'm going to err on the side of caution. So that is an example, not the only, but I'd love to hear some of the ones you have. Like, when is a good time to be intentional about playing it safe? Now, before I go, because you know I have to remind you, our journals are on sale at Amazon. So, like, you can put my name in or type in the new supervisor's 30-day journal. But let's support the work. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised today. I contracted to do a 30-day actual coaching session with a team of supervisors as they journal through these books to help them grow and really go into 2021 with a heart, with the compassion, with the EQ, emotional quotient, to really serve their team at the highest level. Again, supervising has been hard. People are struggling, and COVID hadn't made it any better, right? And so if you really care about the supervisory personnel in your life, I think this would be a great book. And this is not a shameless plug, right? This was designed to help people. And I know that it will, and it does. And I'm actually looking forward to doing the journaling exercise. So if any of you are interested in perhaps maybe being in a group where we go through this together for 30 days in 2021, I would say, hey, send me a message and let's make it happen. All right, well, I have to jump because I have a webinar for entrepreneurs. I'm hosting webinars, I think about 4 or 5 between now and January 4th for our business boot camp. And so if you're interested in that, shoot me a message and follow me as well. But even if you're not interested in a boot camp, but you should be, we have some great tips on just helping you figure out how to grow your following, grow your brand, and grow your business. So feel free to follow me on my personal page as well as business page. Again, thanks so much, guys. Stay safe if you're in the Northeast, because we may get it. Now, I have said, and I'll put it on the record here in the recording, that it's not going to be as bad here just because I live here. That's an inside joke. If you guys know me, I said it hasn't snowed bad anywhere I've lived in the last 6 years because I have favor. I hate bad weather or snow. I want to look at it, but I don't want to be in it. And so far, so good. So my joke is, it's true until it's not true. So I know I'm being a little silly, but it's fun. And so I've claimed it again that it may snow, but it won't snow bad. So when I come on Friday, I'll give you an update if I'm finally wrong, but I don't believe I will be. So have a great day. Got to jump on this webinar, but I'll talk to you soon. Bye.